our next bachelorette for going live for love. She's our cheerleader, our hot babe.
Been an eventful day?
Yeah, very eventful day. Sorry, had a mild stroke then.
She's quirky, witty, funny, and not afraid to be herself. She gave me this picture, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. She has amazing friends. She loves life. She sees the sunshine in every single challenge, dancing the night away. She's stunning, not just on the outside, but on the inside. She's looking for a man who can make her smile, laugh, and just take care of her the way she deserves. She has gorgeous buns, funny puns, and beautiful puppies. But on a serious note, Nikki's passion is her charity, Sharon's Wish, dedicated to her mum, who she lost to cancer. Here she comes. Are we ready for Nikki? Come on down, Nikki. Is she ready to find love, fall in love, get married, and accept her final rose? I think you're ready, Nikki. Please welcome Nikki Ferris, our next bachelorette, for going live for love. Hi, welcome to Going Live for Love, delivered to you by Deliveroo. I am Belinda Love, your host, love coach. I'm an author, NLP practitioner, and all of those things. But this isn't about me tonight. This is about Nikki finding love. So you saw the little intro, and I'll bring her out in a little minute. But this is interactive and live. So I encourage you to ask questions, because along the way, I'll be passing them on to the contestants and Nikki. And we have a special guest tonight, Mark Rosenfeld from Make Him Yours. He's our dating coach. He has over 390,000 YouTube subscribers. He's been offering love advice and dating advice for many, many years. So we're going to get him on later on in the show so we can have him ask the guys some questions, suss them out, see which one's right for Nikki, and also speak with Nikki and just find out a little bit about her and what she's looking for so we can pair the two together. So don't forget to subscribe. So when we go live, you get notified, and I don't mean to rhyme, but I'm going to bring out Nikki. Come on down, Nikki.
Sorry, just out here getting a blowjob before I find love.
I can't quite hear you very well.
Can you hear me now?
Try it one more time.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome.
No, I was just saying I'm out here getting a blowjob before I find love.
Lucky hairdryer.
Yeah, didn't quite make it home in time, so I'm filming from House's Lock. My amazing hairdresser now.
Well, wow, you look stunning. And
thank you.
Who did your hair tonight?
Oh, the beautiful Katie, and she's currently dyeing my best friend's hair in the background. So
is that Lily?
Yeah, that's Lily. She'll be on to grill the boys tomorrow.
Lily's going to be making an appearance tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Isn't she?
Yeah.
To ask the guys some more questions.
Yeah.
So before we bring Mark out, I wanted to ask you, we've had all of the mini dates. You've met all of the 5 guys plus our intruder, Liam.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I'm excited. I'm nervous. I don't know how I'm going to pick.
You don't have to reveal anything yet, but are you feeling like there's maybe somebody or a couple of people you're close leaning to?
Yeah, definitely. There's definitely some people that I've definitely formed a good connection with, I feel, and we have good banter and good chat, and yeah, I just want to see where it goes. This is wild.
It's been wild. Have you enjoyed it?
It's been wild.
You've been phenomenal. I've really enjoyed this. And we've got a few more episodes to go just yet until we find love. So I'm going to introduce Mark now so we can have a conversation with him. Mark, come on down. What can I say instead of come on down? Come on out.
Hey.
Reveal yourself.
Oh, hi.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
Thanks for coming down.
Thank
Great to
you.
be here.
Thank yous all round. So before we get into the conversation with Nikki, so you can get to know her a little bit more, I want to sort of pick your brain a little bit. You're a dating coach, you're an expert in your field. You have a book as well. What's your book called?
I do. My book is called Make Him Yours, Beating the Odds of Modern Dating.
Fantastic. And does that give women tips around what's the common theme about it?
Yeah, it really goes through the whole profile. I'm a big proponent of, it's not just about dating and getting that side. It's built on a foundation of getting yourself in a good place and being in a good place in your own life. So the book kicks off with a few chapters working on what's between the ears, getting yourself in a good place. And then we move into the meeting and understanding men and that whole process. We'll talk about this in a second, but some of the biggest questions I get are all about understanding men, what they do, their struggles, just getting men and understanding them. And then moving through the dating process and how you can really filter the best guys into your life by being an effective modern dater. And of course, it's changed so much, in the past, even 10 years, the scene, that if you're not keeping up to date, it's very easy to get kind of washed away in the sometimes scary beast that is modern dating.
Yes.
Honestly, my fingers are getting sore from all that swiping.
She really means that.
Yeah. No. Anyway.
At least they're going right. So at least we're getting some matches.
Right.
So that gives me a good segue into, I want to offer some of the women and men out there listening to tonight and watching. What's some of them, like, give me one of the most common questions you get as a dating coach.
Probably the most common I get is why did he do X?
Mm-hmm.
Why did he do this?
I think you meant, why did he do my ex? I was like, oh God.
That's a different problem. More unusual. Why did he do blank? Why did he ghost? Why did he come in and out? Why did he do some sort of confusing behavior? It's really the understanding of men. Why won't he commit and he keeps reaching out? Or why is he pulling away? Why did he ask for space? Why is he coming backwards and forwards? It's a lot of that. So a lot of, what's going on with men?
So on that note, I'll pick one of those. Why did he ghost?
Oh man, there's a whole bunch. Yeah. The thing is, one thing I was talking to a client about this today is we get so focused on figuring this out that we waste so much time looking into the wrong people. And especially if it's really early on, this client, for example, today, she said, we hadn't met up on a date yet, but we were organized to go on one on Sunday. And he just blocked me and disappeared off the app. And why did he ghost? It's a million freaking reasons he could. His ex could have come back to his life. He could have got scared because he wasn't feeling up to it and he didn't want to say so. He could have just broken up with an ex and he thought getting on an app was a good idea, but then he figured out it wasn't, and then he doesn't want to do that anymore. He could just be on the app for some sort of low-level connection, just wants to stay on there, chat to a few people, and then when it actually comes to meeting, he's like, no, actually not for me. There's a million and one reasons, and you can sometimes figure it out depending on the situation. But I always say, don't, if you're a high-value woman in a high-value space, you're not going to give much time and attention to figuring out the answers. You're just going to move on to someone who's right for you.
Amazing. Which is exactly what, from love coach to dating coach. I agree with you 100% on that. It's about self-love and choosing you and not stressing too much. Just to reiterate what you said, not stressing too much about the wasted opportunity, because it's not really a waste. It's just, there's a better opportunity out there.
Well, yeah. And if someone's ghosting, it means they're not choosing you. So they might have seemed great up till then, but now you've got new information that says, so they might have been great. They had a good job or whatever, very attractive. But if they're not choosing you, that's going to be a shit connection and a shit relationship. So the ghost alone is enough information to go, sweet, okay, that person's obviously not in the place. Don't really know why, but next.
Yeah. And that's when you're choosing yourself, when you say next.
Yeah.
Okay. So online dating, we're doing this because a few reasons. Online dating is apparently crap, and I'll get your opinion. I don't want to put words in your mouth. And COVID is really making it hard for people to connect. So let's talk about online dating first.
Yeah, adapt. Online dating works. I see it work again and again and again, but it's much less now about it. First of all, even calling it online dating is a misnomer. There's no such thing as online dating. Online is a meeting service. all it does is allow you to meet and connect to people. Thinking of it as dating is folly. It's like saying, oh, I wandered around in a bar and chatted to a few people and waved at one and I went bar dating. Like it's not dating at all. It's a great meeting service.
Yeah.
And if you use it for what it's intended for, and you know how to filter the sort of the cream of the crop, like if you're in a bar with 100,000 people, if you don't have any sort of strategy as to how you're going about that and who you're meeting, you could get so bogged down in the mess and the weirdos and just the whole online environment. But if you know what you're looking for, and more specifically, if you know how to bring that up to the top, if you know how to, like even something as silly as texting is so stupid, but it's actually really important to get it right. Because if you're just in a sea of people, standing out via text is a big thing. Like people are listening for the energy that you're putting across. And so online is a great ramp to get to phone calls, to get to a date. After that, it's fucking useless. There's no more use to it beyond that.
And one thing that I'm finding is that people will talk about themselves and then not actually ask a question in return. And it's all ego driven. It's like, I did this today, like a diary. They're just sort of listing, this is what I did today. This is, and then they just full stop and then no question. So there's nowhere to really go from there. So one tip is ask a question to try and keep the flow going. What you were going to interject there? We don't always agree on everything.
I'd probably disagree a little bit with you on this one, just because I have a lot of clients that ask too many questions and they get too invested in the other person. If I meet you at a bar, I don't sort of come up to you and say, oh, hey, I'm Mark. Oh, nice to meet you. So tell me about yourself, Belle. Oh, so where'd you go on holidays? What's important to you? If that was at a bar, you'd be kind of like,
I think I didn't explain properly. What I mean is like, it's like a tennis match. It's like, you hit a ball, you hit it back, you hit a ball, you hit it back. If all you're doing is just not engaging the other person and just having a monologue, it's really hard to, jump in, or it's easier in conversation, but when you're texting, it's a little bit like, oh, okay. Yeah, cool story.
I still coach that rapport is built through statements and shares.
Yeah.
So you might say something like, man, that dress, I don't know, did you get that from Switzerland? And it's like, no, I freaking love Switzerland, right? I went on this trip there and this happened, had this really good adventure and we went skiing. I freaking love skiing. Oh my God, I went to Japan and did this thing. And we're actually talking in a lot of statements there. It's like statement, oh, I can relate to that statement. I do a share. I can relate to that statement. I do a share. When you ask a question, you're asking for more investment, which is good along the way. But if it's, as you say, if it's not like a hit back and forth, if you're not doing shares and I just come up to you and ask questions, you're going to be like, first of all, you haven't shared anything. And second of all, you feel needy because I'm having to do all the sharing on your questions. So I find you can make it really fun for clients by bouncing statements, but we get them off there real quick. I'm talking like 4 to 8 exchanges, phone, get out.
Yeah,
like get in, get out, get in, get out, get in, get out.
Yep. Maybe that's my problem, because if they're just not like asking or showing interest in me and myself, then I lose interest. As a woman, I just go, okay, I'm really interested in learning about you, but what do you think about that, Nikki?
Hi. Yes, definitely. Like, I can agree with both sort of statements. I just think that, it's good to, like, if a guy's asking too many questions, like, I get really overwhelmed. I'm like, oh, what are you creeping for? But in the same token, if it's not like a give or take, then I'm sort of like,
don't you care?
You know what I mean?
Ask about me.
Yeah. How was your day? Or what are you doing on the weekend? Do you want to catch up? Like, what, like kind of like not just.
Because normally, like, if you come across people in a bar or like online dating apps, you get like, I don't know, the creepy guy who gives you like some cheesy pickup lines, which I don't hate, by the way. I do love a dad joke. Then you get either, shouldn't swear, the F boy, the sleazy guy who's like, hey, baby girl, did you see my Maserati outside, kind of a thing? Or, just like the mix of all that. And yeah, it's quite overwhelming.
So, Mark, how do you fish through the sleazy player boy to the genuine guy?
There's lots of ways, but the big thing is I tend to limit the swipes on my clients, so we don't do very many per day. And then when they do, we get them sharing energy, so they're sharing themselves. And if a guy is either too sexual or too boring or just she doesn't get a good vibe, he's out very quickly.
Yeah.
So it's really bringing them in and sharing your energy. And I think of it a little bit like if you're in a swimming pool and you're like trying to swim up to the other end of the lane, except there's no lane ropes or guides, right? So it's kind of like there's nothing to guide you as you go. And there's like 400 people in the swimming pool swimming in every different direction, right? It's really hard to stay in your lane. And you know that at the other end of the pool, there's like someone swimming towards you in the same lane, but it's so easy to get bogged around and knocked into lane 6 and to end up somewhere where you don't want to be. If you're just staying in your lane and you think, okay, what would the type of guy that I'm looking for, how would he respond? Right? He'd just like talk like a normal person. He'd have a good sense of humor and he'd want to call me pretty quick to get to know me.
Yes.
So if he's not doing those 3 things, it's an easy rule out.
Yes.
And it's pretty much that simple.
Love it, Mark. Love that advice.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think it's like, I think the thing that I'm finding kind of challenging lately is like, it's either like nice guys. Okay, hear me out on this one. Nice guys are a bit, they seem like they're nice at first, but then sometimes they screw you over. So it's just easier to go with the F-boys because the F-boys, at least you know they're going to screw you over, so you know where you stand, kind of a thing already.
Right.
And then aside from that as well, like, you know, they'll either be funny but not be able to hold like an intellectual conversation. And like, I need both of those things.
Right. You're looking for what every woman's looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a guy down the middle. He's not a weak ass nice guy, and he has an edge and he has some masculine energy to him, but he's also not a fuckboy. And correct me if I'm wrong, by the way, but he's also not a fuckboy, and he's not just wanting to be with you because you're hot.
Yeah.
Can I, Belinda, is it good if I ask Nikki a couple of questions?
Yep, I was going to say I'm going to stay out of it now. I'm going to actually turn my camera off. Thank you for that chat. Hopefully some of you got some nice tips from that. I'll be back.
Hi, Mark.
Hello. I'd love to know from you, first of all, a little bit about your past, if that's okay. Have you been in a lot of relationships or have they not so much? Like, how long have your relationships gone and how long?
So my longest stint was 7 years, and that was from like about 15 to 22. I actually dated my manager at Hungry Jack's.
Wow.
Times were better.
And that ended 3 years ago?
Yes. So that ended in 2017. And then I had another year-long relationship. And then I went on The Bachelor. And then I had another relationship earlier this year.
Got it. And with the 2 that didn't work, are you able to give me a little bit of details of what went wrong in them and why they didn't work?
The first one we grew apart, like we just grew apart, and the second one, it was like we had really good chemistry and everything was really good, but it just was kind of like toxic towards the end. Like we went too fast, too quick. Like we moved in together within 3 months.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And your first relationship was that kind of, it lost some of the chemistry towards the end?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think because we'd been together since I was 15 and like a lot had changed in my life. Like obviously my mum passed away and a bunch of other stuff, and we just grew apart.
Were you close to your dad growing up as well?
No. So my dad left when I was a teenager.
Okay, cool. And when did your beautiful mum pass away?
3 years ago.
Cool. Okay. And I guess looking forward, what are you looking for, Nikki? Like, what's your goal with being on this? Is it sort of getting some chemistry, or you're really going for something long-term and solid? Are you monogamy? Are you not? What are you looking for?
I'm just going with the flow currently.
Okay.
I just, like, I'm a pretty cruisy girl, like to see where it would take me, and why not, you know? Might find my husband.
Okay. Cool. The reason I asked, to be totally honest with you, is if it's kind of blurry for you, it's a little harder. First of all, you get blurrier results. You'll just kind of, as you say, go where the ship takes you.
Yeah, I should have gone to Specsavers.
And it's kind of like if you want something in particular, I can sort of like vet or help you filter for that. if it's not as specific or not as clear for you, like if you're just looking for fun, that's obviously different advice as well. So is there sort of any, you say you're just pretty open? There's nothing specific?
Yeah, I'm pretty open. Like, I'm definitely open to the idea of a relationship. And that's ultimately like what I would like. But I'm just cruising on with the flow, you know?
Cool.
Like,
and why would you ultimately want a relationship? What's the benefit for you of that?
Like, I'm pretty independent as a person. So like, I've got my shit together. So I have the ice cream. I'm looking for the sprinkles. Like, I don't need someone, but I want someone, you know?
Okay, cool. And when you have someone, like, let's say we get the sprinkles, what's the benefit of that for you? Like, what does that bring to your life?
I think it just brings someone that can like compliment you and like not compliment you like hey, what's up, but like like compliment your life. You know what I mean? And you can grow together as people and just have a bit of fun, like someone to laugh with, and
so like companionship and stuff like that.
Someone that can dance with me on the bar tops of Sydney. I need someone to take along to PR events.
Okay, cool. So I guess final question, are you looking for that more public partner? Like, are you looking for someone who's going to be an out there companion, or are you looking more for someone who's perhaps not going to be as flashy out there, but is going to be someone who's really solid behind you?
Look, it doesn't bother me if someone's flashy or not flashy. I just think that as long as they have a good heart and, you know, they're genuine as a person, like, it doesn't bother me if they're that out there person or they're, you know.
Cool.
A good one.
Cool. Anything else that you'd like think I should know to help you out? Any other?
Just find me a good one.
Well, Nikki, we got to be clear about what's good for you. We've got to be clear about what's good to do that.
I once got told by a partner that I was too empathetic, so maybe not that.
You got told you were too empathic.
Yeah.
Right. In relation, was that in your first relationship? Or your second?
No, that was like in one recently.
Different one recently. Okay. And what's been your type in the past? I know earlier you were saying, oh, the nice guys, but they sometimes screw me over, but then I don't want the fuckboy who's just like here for my, just wants sex or whatever it is. So what sort of traps have you fallen into in the past, or what have you struggled with?
Oh, your hair looks very good. Sorry. I guess like in terms of my type, or like. Yeah. Normally I do go for the tall fuckboys.
Is that what you want again?
Hey, like nobody knows.
Like seriously, is that, because we can get that, but that's a different conversation too.
No, but that's easy to get. I can get that. I want a nice guy.
Okay, with a backbone.
That's going to fuck me over.
Okay, cool. All right, nothing else you want me to know?
Kind and funny.
Kind and funny. Cool.
Yeah, that's my prerequisite.
Cool.
6'6".
Sorry to jump in.
No, I think we did it.
You got all you needed?
I did.
Okay, so Mark is coming
Thanks,
from
Mark.
love to help you find love. They were hard questions, but really good ones. Thank you for playing along with that one, Nikki. All right, so I'm going to bring out all of the gentlemen now. Alan, Lee, Liam, Nick, Scott with a dog, Scott without a dog. Come on down.
That Greek wedding. Nikki.
Are we missing someone? We're missing someone.
Lee.
There he is, Lee. Scott is on mute. Scott without a dog. All right. Thank you. So how do you guys feel?
Are you for real?
Good.
We're on this thing that you got 6 guys looking for your heart, and you haven't got a clue what you're after. Just want to go with the flow. That's funny. I think that's funny. You have no idea.
And this is why we only went on 2 dates, Liam.
Yeah, brilliant.
This is your time for redemption, Liam, not for
redemption. No chance. What I've just listened to, like, so you want a nice guy,
yeah,
who's kind, who's a gentleman, who isn't going to fuck you over, who's funny, tall, not a fuckboy. But then when they turn up, you just ignore them. You fuck them over. I think daddy issues is another way of saying you have no respect for men.
No, I think daddy
Simple
issues is a
as
way of
that.
saying that I learned how to do what a man could do when I was at the age of 12, sweetheart. So sit down.
Brilliant. She obviously has no idea. So good luck, guys.
Liam, I'm going to pull you up here just for a moment. Where did that come from? Why did that happen then?
Boys, that was the dumbest thing. We've got, she's got 6
Hey,
guys.
please be respectful.
What can
Start
I say?
your sentence
I
again.
just can't believe what we've all just watched. I think everybody else is thinking it, and I'm just the only one that doesn't really give a shit anymore.
Why are you so jaded tonight, Liam? What's going on? The funny
It's just
man, where's he
shocking.
gone?
It's shocking. It's so fake.
All right. Mute. Okay. Oh,
Wow.
all right.
And on that bombshell, let's get things off.
Pardon? What was that?
I agree with Lee. Let's kick things off.
Okay. Well, Mark, how do you feel about that?
Look, he spoke his truth. And he said, look, this isn't for me. And if that's the case, then Nikki's, not the one for him. So I think that's a good
Yeah,
thing.
look, at the end of the day, I respect Liam's comments. I don't necessarily agree with them. And yeah, I joke about having daddy issues, but I'm, like I said, I'm independent and stuff like that. And if I haven't been clear about what I want, I do want all those things. And I'm sorry I only went on 2 dates with you before. And if you just came on here to say that, well done, buddy. Cool story, bro. Big dog.
All right. Well, that just made this. Oh, here we come. Oh. What's happening?
That's not why I came on here. That's not why I came on here. Honest.
Liam, I've got to, this is live and real. So there's no editing here, guys. So be
I didn't
patient
come on
with
here
me
for
while
that,
I
but then
deal
I've
with
just
this.
seen that. It's crazy.
Pardon?
It's madness.
What'd you
But
say,
anyway,
Liam?
I didn't come on to that. I didn't come on to sabotage it, but that's after what you've just been speaking to with Mark. Crazy. Good luck. That's not why I came on here at all.
Okay.
I think
the opposite.
With kindness, Liam, it's a bit unfair to call someone crazy and
Okay, all right. I said it's crazy. I'm not saying you're crazy, Nikki. I don't think you're crazy. I don't think you've said yourself your plan is to expand this charity for the next 5 years. You couldn't give a shit about anyone else. No way.
What?
Okay.
Because I want to expand my charity doesn't mean that I couldn't give a shit.
You haven't got time for anyone else. It's just
Yes, I do.
she has time for the right man that won't.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
So
luck,
with
guys.
respect, I'm going to ask you what you're really cranky right now, and I'm really this is really taking me off guard. So I'm trying to keep my cool right now. What are your plans? Are you going to stay in and try and what? Tell me what you're going to do.
No.
Okay.
Oh man, my enthusiasm was gone on Monday, but
all right.
was-
So
it
I'm
was
going to ask you with respect. This is actually my creation and my show, and the reason why I've done this is to help people find love and connect people during COVID. And I'm not going to be having anyone coming on here taking a piss.
no,
Okay.
that wasn't my intention. But after watching that interview with Mark, it was crazy. It was mad.
Now everybody's going to see firm Belinda. Nobody really sees this.
No
You're
worries.
about to
I'll let you crack on.
Okay,
I've
Liam.
got
So
my own evening.
thank you for your time on the show. I really appreciate the effort. I don't appreciate the way you've handled this, but the other gentlemen are going to, I'm going to take over
Good
now
luck,
and create this.
Sorry,
have
Liam,
a
but you
really-
should not receive a rose.
What's that in 27 Dresses where she runs out of this thing and she goes, "Mother," and then she turns around and there's a wedding behind her? Okay. Did I handle that all right?
Because I run a charity, apparently I don't have time for love.
Nobody's going to shit on my girl. Got your back, boo. Okay. How do we make this lighter? Okay, Mark, save me.
We doing some questions?
Yeah.
For the fellas? Yeah.
Okay. Mark, what we're going to do now is everyone, you pick who you want to start with, and everyone will turn our cameras off and we'll go one by one.
Sure. Well, Alan, I think with the pilot gear is on the screen. So let's start with him.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Brother, say it's going to be the same question to all the boys, by the way. Mate, I'd love to know how would a relationship make your life better than just staying single?
That's a good question, but I think in a nutshell, and I'll expand, is the emotional and mental stability of knowing that there's a circle of my family, my closest friends, and then there's at the moment there's that gap that where sometimes I can't turn to family or to my closest friends, and the relationship, filling that void, they can be someone I can lean on and they can lean on me, and vice versa. So I think it's more emotional and mental, but also I suppose again it's like a puzzle, you know. My parents will tell me some things, my brother will tell me some things, my best mates will tell me some things, but it doesn't quite paint a whole picture of what my downfalls, but also what my strengths are as well. And having another person there, I suppose, would help me grow. And there's something, what's the word, intangible about growing with someone, if that makes sense.
Yeah, man. Yeah, thank you for your answer. I got Nick Murray. You want to go next, brother? If he can unmute himself. There he is.
How you doing, brother?
Same question, man.
Yeah, so look, I have been single for like 4 years now. You know, it's been good. Both have their benefits, I feel like. But I feel like a relationship at the moment would be good for me just because, you know, I do have a busy lifestyle. I'm looking for something at the moment, I guess, because, you know, since I am busy, it would be good to have someone there to, you know, just find someone that I can be with, work on my life with, kind of together at the moment, because to be honest, I haven't really had much time for sort of dating. So, you know, this is a good opportunity to try and, you know, find someone to work something towards. And the benefits are, I guess, we can just accommodate each other more than anything. Yeah, that's sort of my outlook on it. It'd just be, you know, someone to ride the train with at the end of the day.
Yeah, cool, man. Thanks for sharing. We got Jan and Mia. I don't have the boys individually. If not, we'll pull up one of the Scotts. Scott with the dog. Let's go with Scott with the dog.
That's me.
There he is.
What was the question again?
Same question, man. So how would being in a relationship make your life better, or be a preference to just staying single and enjoying the benefits of that?
Oh, yeah. So I guess I'm at a stage in my life. So I'm 33, seen the world, gone around, worked with a career, got a house, got a good bunch of friends. Been single for 4.5 years. Well, it was like a brief moment of a girlfriend for a couple of weeks. So it'd be good to share it with someone, really. You know, so I've got a housemate to come home to at the moment, which I have a few conversations with. But there's only so far that a bromance with my housemate Troy can go.
Yeah. Troy's great. He's just not everything. Cool. Thanks, man. Let's go Scott without the dog, please.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, mate. Same question. How would being in a relationship be preferable or make your life better than just staying single, doing your thing?
Yeah, look, I've been in love before. You know, it's happened a handful of times, and you meet a lot of people in the world, but there's usually only a few people that you get that connection with, where you just you can't wait to see them again. You can't take your hands off them, and you have all that feeling that goes with it, like, and that's just a wonderful part of life. So I don't see like there's an end goal in this. Like a lot of people when they're dating go, I want to find the one, and say things like that. They treat it like it's a project. I want to meet someone who's a friend first, have that chemistry and feel that fire. That's what I'm looking for. And Like, I love my life. I'm very busy, but like I think Nikki said, it's the sprinkles on top. It's you've got a complete life, but then someone to share it with, and someone to that's part of your life like that, and knows you intimately like that, is just an amazing experience. So, and that's what I'd like to have.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, brother. Is it Lee that we haven't spoken to yet?
That's me.
Hey, Lee. Mate, I'd love to know from you. How would a relationship potentially make your life better than just enjoying the fruits of being single?
It's just a companion, someone to have by your side, and also to be by their side as well. Someone you can lean on, and someone who can lean on you when they need you most. I feel like I've got a lot of love to give, and I want someone to give it to, and devote my time and effort, and someone who I can challenge and can challenge me through life and grow and become better and kick me in the ass when I need it, and keep me on my toes and keep me honest.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Lee. Appreciate that, man. Belinda, do we cut back to you now? Do we talk to Nikki, or do we continue on?
Oh, I'm muted. Oh, hi.
Hey, you. How you
We'll
doing?
bring Nikki back.
Oh, hi. Thanks for seeing you.
We were just debriefing. Anyway, we won't go back there.
What were you two up to? Stop that. We're live.
Oh, just disgruntled Tinder messages. You know how you talked about ghosting?
I actually want to see if there's any comments from the live feed. Bye, Liam. This is good streaming. It's getting spicy. Mitchell, here we go. Thor. Hey, Thor. Holy cajoli. That's been anyway. So I'm going to come back to you guys. Mark, let's have a conversation about those discussions that you had. I'll stay on, but I'll let you and Nikki have a chat.
What do you think, Nikki? So far?
Yeah, very, like, everyone's amazing. Like, I don't even know. What did you think?
Yeah, they gave lovely answers, to be honest. I thought they all seemed super genuine. They all seemed to be in positions where they actually thought about it, and none of them glossed over the question. I think Alan had the hardest spot starting out, and he gave a super genuine, growth orientated answer, which was cool. But there was no guy actually that jumped out there that was like, oh, I really just want to sort of, I don't know, being single's pretty great. They were pretty genuine. Yeah, very genuine.
Yeah, I thought so too. And this is coming from the person that should be legally blind, because I normally can't see red flags, as exemplified by the law. But yeah, I thought they all gave really genuine answers, and I'm super lost. Like they're all lovely.
Yeah, and this is why even have a think yourself, getting really clear on like, hey, where do I want to be in like 5 years? Do I want to kind of be still moving around the circuit? Do I really want to? Because relationships will have that difficulty as well. And it's kind of like, who do you want to work through the shit with?
Yeah.
I would say like relationships.
When the times are good, but when the times are bad, you want someone to be there as well.
Right. Attraction and the fun, that's all built on the peaks and in the mountains.
Yeah.
But the actual foundation's built in the valleys. So it's kind of
definitely.
like, who's going to stick with you at the valleys, and who really just wants to actually to build something that's not just like, hey, let's get out there and be great and the connection's going to be great. It's like, oh, when this sucks. And a simple little thing is, I know you're down south, right? You're based in Sydney.
Yeah.
Boys in Brisbane.
Western Sydney, Shuckersborough.
Yeah. So you've got the obvious thing straight off the bat. Like, okay, if you start dating one of these dudes, how's that looking in 6 months? That's going to be a pain in the ass for someone. And which dude's sort of willing to think about that if you guys really get along and go through that. So something to ponder for compatibility too.
Yeah, definitely. Oh.
Shall we keep chatting on?
Yeah. Let's bring them all back out. So we got everyone.
Excellent. Do you want me to go again, Belle?
Oh, not Liam. We don't have him.
Go on.
Well,
what do you mean? I was going to pick him.
Well, he was funny last night. I don't know what's happened between now and then. At least, what's that? You don't have to remove someone now. It makes your job easier.
Yeah.
All right. So I do have a couple of questions that I want to ask the guys. And Mark, if you can help me listen for any red flags or anything that you think.
Love it. I'll just have a good old listen.
Yeah, perfect. So I would like to know, being that most of you, except for Alan, are in Queensland, how you feel about travel. And I know COVID is an issue at the moment with traveling, and our borders are closing on Saturday.
You might catch feelings, not just flights or corona.
That was really cute. Share with me and Nikki how you feel about the travel situation.
I'm sweet with it.
Cool story.
Yeah.
Well, this is what I mean.
Simple and effective. I like it.
See, Mark, this is what I mean by texting. When you text and they go, "Yeah, I'm sweet," you're like, "Okay." Scott. Lee, go.
I'll let Scott Ladder go first this time.
Me.
Yeah, I'll be a gentleman.
Yeah, no, travel's no issue for me. I'm in that sort of stage of life where I've moved cities before, and I'm certainly open to that happening again. So no dramas for me.
Cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
Scott with the dog.
I've lived in heaps of different places: Netherlands, UK, Adelaide. So I'm completely fine with it.
And I want you to be honest. Like, if it's going to be tough not being able to see each other for a little while, and say it, because Nikki has to also choose. It's not about winning; it's about the right compatibility. Nick.
I was about to say, we're just jumping into this. Yeah, so like I've traveled a bit with work and stuff, you know. I do a fair bit of flying around. Travel's not an issue for me, really. I don't mind doing it. Yeah, like if things go well, you know, sometimes you got to make sacrifices, and you know, if it's for the right reasons, for the right reasons. So I'm up to it.
And like in the same token, like I've done a lot of travel in my life as well, and like would definitely be happy to travel the old Bris of the Bends if needed.
Alan?
Well, I actually like Queensland, so who knows, I might go the other way. But jokes...
Yeah, because apparently Alan and Lee are dating, according to Scott. So.
Yeah, apparently we are. We make a cute couple. Jokes aside, look, at the end of the day, I'm flexible in terms of that, you know.
Physically?
Well, I can show you later. Yeah, no, in terms of living and all of that, you know, it's a bit of a difficult one. I have started to settle down. I've got my place. I've got my family to come over and live with me, but I guess I'm also willing to, there will be a stage where, you know, I move out and expand my own, I suppose, my own experience living in a different place. Yeah, I guess I think Nick put it perfectly. There's got to be, I think probably for want of a better word, there has to be compromise in a relationship. It's a two-way street. You know, I can't force Nikki to, you know, or I can't force him to come live with me. You know, I can't, you know, it's got to be a two-way street. So I think Nick summed it up perfectly.
So would any of you move to Sydney, or is that possible, viable?
I'd have no dramas with it if that's what it came to.
I've got a spare bedroom.
Alan already lives there. Yeah.
I lived in Manly once. That's not too far.
Yeah. Manly's good.
Lee?
Give it a go.
You'd give it a go. Where's Russell?
Absolutely.
Where's Russell?
Oh, he's at my feet.
We want to see. And Nick, would you move, or you?
Yeah, well, the harbour's definitely a lot prettier than the Brown Snake, Brisbane River. So yeah, for sure, I'd give it a crack.
Don't be talking down the Brown Snake.
Yeah.
That snake.
There he is. He's so calm, that Russell. What do you call a man in the bush?
Goat.
Yeah, I've got a goat.
I thought it was a fake goat, bro.
It's a legit
I didn't know you actually had a real goat. Yeah.
You know what? It wouldn't be the first time I've dated someone with kids. So.
I think he's a therapy goat because I've relaxed already. What do you call a man in the bush? Russell.
Stay in your lane, Belinda.
My first dad joke. Okay. I want to know from each of you, what's one lesson that you've taken away from life that you can apply into a relationship?
I feel like.
Oh, Nick.
Oh,
go.
no,
Go, Nick. No, go. You started.
I just feel like the most important thing sort of that you can apply to a relationship is there's always, you've always got to compromise. Like it's not going to be a straight, easy road. You've got to be able to take a step back and sort of, take a second to look at the big picture and work out how things are going to work. One thing I've learned is it's really easy to sort of, blame the other person too with relationships, with things going on, but sometimes you got to take a step back and have a look at what you're doing as well to make sure that it's a functioning thing. You've just got to communicate, and I feel like that's probably the most important thing.
Yeah, I think that communication is like one of the most important things in a relationship. Yeah. Like it's the foundations, like with honesty and everything like that. Because if you don't communicate, then it all turns to shit.
yeah. Like you don't know what the problem is to fix. So yeah, definitely number one, I reckon.
That was a solid answer. I'll add to that. So I'll do that. Plus, understanding of someone's background, I guess. I learned a lot of that when living in different places in the world, like say like the Dutch culture when I was living there for a wee while. They have a completely different outlook on, let's say like drugs and prostitution and stuff like that, just because it's around everywhere. So they don't really see it as taboo as we do. So it was quite interesting seeing all that.
Yeah. Cool.
For me, I think no expectations has been a good motto, especially when it comes to dating. When you're meeting new people, like if you have a predefined role that you want this person to fill, you automatically find ways that they're not going to fill it. So it's very easy to dismiss so many people. But if you just meet people, have an open mind with no expectations of where it's going to go, a bit like what this is, it can be just a fun experience. And I think that's a really good way to tackle dating, for example. So
yeah. And I think that like you either go with life or grow with life. And, when the shit does hit the fan, you want to be able to grow together. And like, especially as well, like I think that being independent is so important to me because I'm so independent. And like Liam so eloquently put it, I am very busy. And, I need someone that is willing to also be compromising around my busy lifestyle like I will be with them. Because like, I'm very giving when I'm in a relationship as well. So I'll give you all the time that I have, but, need it in return because I haven't really been good at receiving, I guess, in relationships before. I'm quite awkward.
I guess a good life lesson, an analogy is once the flag drops, the bullshit stops. Basically, when you go into a relationship or with anything, once you do anything, once you commit to a task, your words, your actions have to back your words up. There's no point saying to someone they're beautiful when in your eyes they're not, or you're saying you compliment someone but it's not genuine. It just that's for me. Your actions have to back your words.
For me, it's sometimes like situations you've just got to be calm, like rather than jumping at something for what you think it is. You kind of need to stand back for a minute and understand it from the other person and be in the other person's shoes as to why something's happened or their actions and stuff like that. Like, because really you don't know what they've been through that day or that week or what's happened to them. And and I think you do have to think about them more than yourself.
Fantastic. So I'd like to know, everyone answered then, didn't they? Yes. Their love languages. Do you all know what your love language is?
English?
Spanish?
No, le chat et se lève poème anonyme. No, not French. Romantic.
Dora.
Je parle français.
Je m'appelle What did you say, Nikki?
I said, what do you like to do on the weekend in French? Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
That's what you like to have a threesome.
Oh,
you know that.
Wow.
She even's punny in French.
Did you mean this?
Anybody
that up?
Anybody up for the challenge?
Here you go. I know what your love language is, Nikki. What is it?
So I'm very physical. Like I love affection and stuff, and like I don't know,
quality time.
Yeah, quality time. Like very physical person. Loves a bit of cheeky lingerie. Thanks, Honey Burdette. Use my discount code.
So for those playing at home, the 5 love languages are acts of service, affection, quality time, gifts, and words of affirmation. Did I say that?
Yeah.
Words of affirmation, acts of service, quality time, gifts, and affection. And you can show and receive your love language in, they can be 2 primary. So I can show you love through quality time and I can feel love through gifts.
As long as it's 1.5 meters apart.
Yeah. Just post it to me. All right. Lee, go.
I'd say that my love language, I love giving gifts. I love like spoiling a partner, like just doing the gifts would definitely be my giving, and I love receiving affection. Like nothing better than just cuddle on the couch, watching some TV, kicking back. That's just quality time together. That's good.
Scott, no dog?
For me, it's words of affirmation, quality time, affection. And usually I find personally satisfying is like acts of service. I didn't really realize this until after, but when I've had relationships, in looking back, I seem to be doing things as act of service. Like this is my way of showing I care, like making sure there's always fuel in the car and doing all that sort of thing. I just found myself doing, I didn't realize till way after. So yeah.
Nick?
I'd definitely say quality time. You know, I feel like that's what it's about. And that's what I love to give, because, you know, it doesn't have to be much, but as long as it's unreal, you're having a great time, like, you know, the spark's there, that's what keeps it rock and rolling. So, yeah, that's a big one for me. Like, you know, if you're there, you know, you're infatuated, you're having an like awesome time, then there's nothing better than that. So, you know, quality time, I feel like it's the most important thing for me.
Got a dog?
Go. It's me? All right. I've heard of these things. I don't know. I think it was affection, one of those, was it?
Yeah.
Affection, quality time, gifts, acts of service, and words of affirmation.
Yeah, let's go with affection. That sounds like a good one.
He's touchy-feely, Nikki. Wow, chicka, wow, wow. Alan.
The definition of affection is, right? Nah,
yeah. PDAs?
I don't mind PDAs actually. Yeah, I'd say affection, acts of service, quality time. Like I'm Nikki, I'm ticklish, so you know if.
Oh God.
Yeah, so
And flexible.
You don't want to know your fetishes, but
I do enjoy, like, you know, pillow fights and, you know, going for drives.
In your lingerie.
In my lingerie. Well, about that collection. No, kidding, jokes.
Not in Nikki's lingerie.
Who knows? You don't know till you try, do you? So yeah, those
whatever makes you happy.
Those will be my 3, yeah.
And I'm going to ask Lee to do me an act of service when he has a second. Your TV is on, and unless it's going live for love, can you turn it off, please, sir? Thank you, darling. Woohoo! That's better. Now I'm focused on you, not watching what the show is. Oh my gosh, David is doing what? No, I don't even know what it is. Okay. So I've got to ask you, this is the last question. Mark, have you been listening? You getting a feel?
Yes. Well, we have an opportunity to ask one more, or we...
I'll ask one more and then you can go.
Okay.
I'll hand it over to you.
Cool.
So what I want to know is if your house is on fire, what are the 3 things that you take with you?
Me?
You go first, Nikki. Yeah, go.
Oh, well, first I'd take all 6 of you guys.
What about Mark and I?
Oh, you guys have had a good run.
Mark and I will go together.
That's fine. Me and Belle can just make our own way.
Oh, geez, what would I take?
Say make out.
We could do that. You're very attractive, Belinda. Let's do that too. We'll add that on.
Okay, okay, everyone, bye. It's just Mark and I now. Found love. Anyway, sorry, go, Nikki.
Oh, what would I take? I'd probably take my dog. I'd take my puppies.
They're
I'd
attached.
take.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. So I'd take my dogs. What would I take? It's gonna sound really random, but like my mum's sunglasses, because they were like her most important thing, I guess. And I don't know. What's the last thing I'd take? I'd take a snack, but I'm already it, so no, I'm joking. And then I'd probably take. I literally don't know. I don't know. Maybe some family photos.
Great.
Are we all just jumping in here?
Jumping in, yeah.
Go. I'm
I'm taking my grandparents' wedding rings.
Yep.
A goat. Russell, and I'm taking my premiership medals.
Nice.
I'd probably I grabbed the dog straight up.
Yeah.
Bang. Yeah. I feel like I'd probably grab my phone to call for help.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I'm so
yeah.
I'm like sunglasses.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I feel like it'd just be photos, I guess, sentimental things that you can't get back. So
I'd have to say phone as well, I think, because your life's on it and all my photos are on it, all my travels and everything is all there, and any animals.
You just have lots of animals. Just like
I'll grab other people's.
Just other people's animals. Where do you live?
It's a commune.
I think.
Did everyone? Oh no. Yep. Sorry.
No, that's all right. I think apart from the obvious, if I don't take my dog, my dad will. They seem to have this weird bond, like most households. Yeah, it's definitely the phone, but I don't think it's a bit of an abstract one. I'd probably just take my memories, I wouldn't take anything else physical. I'd just take the abstract stuff and just make sure everyone's safe, really, because if the house is burning down and everyone's out of the house, that's all that matters to me. I wouldn't take anything else.
What if you were naked in the shower? Would you just no? Joke.
Well, unfortunately, the gym's not working out, so yes, I'll take some clothes. Yes.
Okay.
I had a neighbour message me the other day to say that they could see me walking nude by the window.
Lucky duck.
I'd take Chip, obviously, because he's adorable. And I reckon that's probably the reason
Troy.
my friends. No, Troy, he can look after himself. Seeing his beardies, man. What was I saying? Yeah, Chip, and then I'll probably take my wallet so I can go buy some beers, come back, sit there and watch my house burn down. And then probably some snacks for Chip because he gets antsy when he's hungry.
Oh. I'd probably take my door handle too, just in case it didn't all burn down, so I could get back in. I actually locked myself out last night. I left it at my friend's house, the door handle, at like 1 a.m. How good.
So I sorry to interrupt. I've just got a question from a viewer. Jessica Linnett has asked, No one is really answering that question, Belinda. I can't remember what question that was specifically. I feel like it's more about the short term. How are you going to maintain a connection when you might not be able to see each other in person? So I'm going to answer my version of that, and then I'm going to allow Nikki to answer hers. So Jessica, thank you for your question, firstly. Secondly, short term, long term, I think dating is all about the short term to find out whether it's going to be long term. So at the moment, with Nikki's uncovering who's the most compatible for her, and the guys have said that they're willing to travel. And I think this day and age that we've got so much technology, we can connect via FaceTime, we can connect via phone calls, and letters, and do, fun little things like that. So if you put effort in, you'll get effort out, energy in, energy out. So that's my version of answering that question. Nikki, what do you think of that? Do you want me to repeat it?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think that if you put effort in, like, no matter how far away you are, in the short term, you can find out if it's worth pursuing long term, but you need to find out if you have that initial connection, whether that be in the physical sense. And yeah, it's going to be hard with Corona, particularly if, like, I don't know, I choose someone in Brisbane. But like, if Corona doesn't take them out, I will eventually. So.
Oh, that was really cute. Hey, Mark, what do you that question?
You just cut out on me, Belinda. Can you repeat,
I said, we're breaking up already. What? I said, I just want to know how you feel about, her question was, she feels like it's more short term. How do you maintain a connection when it might not be able to see each other in person?
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing that myself. I haven't seen my girlfriend in 6 months. So it's about the effort of having to do that and making the choice. And that's, I'm curious to ask the boys one more question if we get time, but
yes, we will.
Yeah, it's not so much the connection that drives it. It's, as we were sort of saying to Nikki before, it's like, do you actually want to go through the annoyance and the inconvenience of actually doing that and making that effort? And is this person such a standout that I'd rather go through that kind of inconvenience than meet someone in my home city? And that's a question that Nikki, as well as all the boys, have got to think about, because like this will be inconvenient. And like, is that something, does she stand out enough? Does he stand out enough to make me want to do that?
Fantastic. Yeah. All right. Like anything, if you don't make the effort, you won't get the results.
Right. And that's for both parties. The things that are the most effortful are usually the most rewarding in life.
Yes.
But it's hard, man. It's freaking sucks. I haven't seen my girlfriend forever. I'd love to.
You'll get there.
I haven't seen my boyfriend in forever either.
Okay, Mark, what was your last question that you wanted to ask?
Yeah, fellas, I wasn't expecting to ask this, but I'm going to flip it. What worries you or scares you about Nikki and potentially making this work with her? And you're not allowed to answer the distance. So other than the distance, what nerves or worries do you have about this process? I'm going to go with, let's go in reverse order. Lee.
Fuck! Bingo! What scares me the most about Nikki?
Or about the process of potentially dating Nikki?
Well, I can't say distance. Perfect.
Other than the distance.
Other than the distance, I mean, like we have no idea about each other at all, really. Like, we have spoken for probably 8 minutes on a mini Zoom interview with 3 other guys, and this is essentially the second time I've met Nikki, and it's with now there's 6 guys and you and Belinda. So I mean, you're diving into a pool, a really, really deep pool, and you're not wearing floaties, so you just gotta. It's taking a big plunge, I think, and that's pretty scary. Like, I mean, that's pretty scary. That seems pretty full on.
Yeah, fuck yeah, it is. Thanks, man. didn't want to add anything else?
I don't think so.
No? Cool. Yeah, just checking, brother. Scott, without the dog. Second man.
I don't think there's anything particular about Nikki to be scared of or fearful of. I think it's quite a good opportunity. It's a good experience. With any relationship, you're always taking a risk, and the risk is that you invest a lot of time and effort, and it's not reciprocated, or it just doesn't work out in the end. I think that's a risk we all take. I don't think we would all be sitting here if we were just happy to be single and didn't want to take that risk. So personally, I don't really have any fears.
Cool. Thanks, man. Nick Murray, here we go, mate.
Same sort of thing. Like, you know, it's pretty black and white for me. The only thing I kind of worry about going to a relationship is obviously you put all this time in and it's not reciprocated, but you know, you get those vibes within like the first, you know, week of talking to them and effort you're putting in. So, and then after that, it's gone. Like, you know, it's put to bed whether or not they are actually putting in the time and putting in the effort like you are. And then after that, it's blown over, and it's pretty much, you know, yeah, that's the only thing that I worry about sort of going into a relationship or looking at dating someone.
Yeah, cool. Thanks, Nikki. Who was up next? Scott with the dog.
Still the best name. Sorry, Scott. Yeah, I guess like so. This is you can kind of describe it like a phone interview. You never really know what it's going to be like until you actually meet a person in person. You read the body language, see how you act around each other. So until then, you kind of just like get the first like 10 to 20% of a person from talking like this. So like apps and all that sort of stuff as well. So meeting in person.
Yeah, cool, man. Yeah. And who have we got left? We've got Alan.
Alan. She gets more blowjobs, that's for sure. No,
Alan, you're surprising me.
But back to Mark's question on a serious note, I think probably not so much Nikki, but a little bit on my part and both of us as well, is that she's a very busy person. I'm a very busy person. It seems like she's very driven, and I'm driven too. And she's got a lot on her hands with the charity, with full-time work. Obviously, we found out the other night about her extracurricular stuff, and I'm on the road for work a lot as well. So I'll be out of Sydney, 3 nights a week, for example. I think the only thing I'm scared of, well, not really scared of, but a bit apprehensive about is, we both become too busy for each other and lose that spark. And that was part of the reason why I sort of fell off in my last relationship. And as we heard from Nikki, it sort of felt like, that was one of the reasons the chemistry went. So that's my only concern.
Yeah, cool. Thank you, Alan. Appreciate that, man.
And on that note as well, I think that's something that any relationship you can create. If that's something from the past, from the beginning of a relationship, you can communicate that and create what you want together. There are no set rules with relationships. It's, in my opinion, Mark, and you can you can come in and have a conversation about this with me. There's no set rules. It's what you create with each other and setting the boundaries together. So if working too much and not making quality time, which is clearly a love language for you, is important, then you get to create that yourself. It's not something that's out of our control. Yeah.
Yep.
So, what do you think, Mark? Was that all right?
I agree. Yeah, totally agree. Nothing to add. You're brilliant.
Oh, thanks. It's interesting, one coach to another, how our opinions differ, but are the same a lot of the time as well. Okay. Yeah. Who was next?
I think we've had everyone there.
Yeah.
Liam.
Oh, he's just messaging me.
Tell us what it says.
Did I bring him back?
That is totally up to you, Belle. Are you actually?
Nikki's face. Liam and I are having conversation. I just also want to premise this. This show is about Nikki finding one person that she's connected with and compatible with. And that is like online, that's dating in the real world as well. This is just people watching and dating more men at once on steroids to sort of make it a quicker process, essentially. So at the end of this evening, there will be an isolate or isolate card. So Nikki will be giving out her isolate cards tonight, and we were going to have 2 tonight, weren't we? But we probably just have 1 now with what's happened with Liam. How do you feel about that, Nikki?
Yeah, good. Stressed.
Okay.
I want Liam to stay.
So Liam has said to me that this process is cruel because people aren't going to be picked. And like The Bachelor, you and I, Nikki, we both know that, going on that show, it was putting ourselves on the line, and not always are we going to get picked. But I do want you to know that every one of you are amazing. Like I'm blown away about the caliber of men that are here tonight, the effort you've put in, the fact that you've shown up, you've been vulnerable, and you've really, really invested time into this. I want to say thank you so much. We're going, Mark, did you want to share your thoughts about who you think is on the same sort of wavelength?
Now, so just go through it with Nikki.
Yes, and then we'll cut to a break, and then we'll do the isolate or isolate.
Got it. Right. Nikki, I first want to hear from you. What do you think, and what were your vibes tonight?
I think that all of the guys' answers were really relatable to what I'm really looking for, which is going to make this so much harder. Damn it. But yeah, I don't know. Like every single one is different, but they all have something that I'm looking for in a partner.
Who seems the most likely to you that they'd actually be like up to go through the hard stuff with you, and seems like they're really in a good space in their life? And you haven't talked to them extensively yet, I know, but who do you feel is in a good space in their life to really back this and go with you, if that's something you want?
There's quite a few. Actually, I think that they'd all have my back if something turned to shit.
Yeah.
I think that Lee seems to have his shit together, but so does Scott with no dog. So does Scott with a dog. And Nick as well. Guys, and Alan.
Alan's a pilot. He's reporting from the skies over Sydney.
Houston, we have a
problem. Covenant Heart, guys.
In your opinion, talking to them, what do you think would be most suited? Who do you think would be most suited to my lifestyle?
I think you've also got to have a think about what we talked at the start and what you're looking for. The sense I get from Alan and Nikki boys is they seem pretty solid, but they're also a bit earlier and a bit busier and a bit more doing their thing.
Yeah.
So the guys who are a little bit older seem like they're more in a, hey, I'm fucking in for this. Yeah. So I want to give this a shot.
I normally go for older guys too.
You usually do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of depends where you're at, because there's nothing wrong if you're saying, hey, like someone like Nick could be a really good match for now. But if you're looking... I think
that Nick's very mature for his age too. I think that Nick has his head screwed on. He knows what he wants, and I can tell that he'd be a really good partner if it all, turned to shit.
Yeah. I think I get really good vibes, honestly, from all of them. I actually think they're all freaking lovely guys. They've given solid answers. I think, gun to my head, the boys, Lee seems super, super genuine, and I like Scotty with the dog as well. They just seem like they're in great spaces in their life. And it's not even about just so much of it is timing. It's where they're at and how purposeful are they feeling in their own lives. So I know you're going to have the chance to date them and get to know them more and stuff, but listen for just how much direction they feel and sort of where they're wanting and what they're wanting to go. And you've got to have a real think about that yourself, because there'd be a lot of benefits to dating someone like a Nick, but I think there's a little bit more risk long-term with a guy like him. But yeah, that's not to say it wouldn't be a great relationship for the time it was. Whereas if you're looking for a guy who's more rock solid, I do get good vibes from Scott with the dog, and Lee seems in a good place too. And he's also saying, look, I got to get to know you as well. So he's
and they've both got their foundation sorted as well. They're both, they both sort of match me. They both have a house, they both have their life together, they both have a career, they're both in the same sort of direction that I'm currently heading.
Yeah. And probably the other thing is chemistry for you matters. I find usually the healthiest relationships are the ones that start between, if we were to score it out of 10, the healthiest ones start between a 5 and a 7.
Yeah.
Usually the 9s and the 10s are the ones that blow up. If someone's under a 4, you're just trying to get blood out of a stone. But 5 to 7 is sort of that range where we're not obsessed with each other. We're getting into this knowing like there's going to be some downs and stuff. You're not like, oh, you light up my life. You're the perfect. You came in to save me. But you can also really build something really cool.
Yeah.
So
and I mean, as I said on The Bachelor so eloquently, I'm looking for a best friend that I can have really good sex with.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So thinking about, I would say for you, thinking about what you're looking for, I'm not going to answer for you. I'm getting, unless you want me to, but I kind of already done that. But yeah, thinking about what you're looking for, because they all seem really lovely, but there's sort of different future potentials. And then looking at who has that chemistry kind of between that 5 and 7 level for you. I like to use the term attractive, not obsessive. Like you're like, I find this person attractive, but I'm not like
obsessed with them.
With them. Yeah. Is that helpful at all?
Yes. We need to know their star signs too, so I can like.
Yeah, go on. What are your star signs? I do. I want to know.
That's all you.
I'm
What is
Libra.
it? Pardon?
Libra.
Yeah.
Libra.
Aries.
Ooh.
Aries.
This one's going to surprise you guys. Leo.
Oh, I'm a Leo too. When's your birthday?
14th for yours.
Oh, 23rd.
Still Leos. They say kings and queens are born in August.
All right. So 2 Libras and Aries and a Leo. All right.
Let me Google compatibility in this.
On Friday, on Thursday or Friday, I've already done a compatibility test and I've got the percentages.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Wow.
prepared.
Okay, so we're going to go to a break. I'm going to this is the time when Nikki, now you're going to decide who you're going to isolate or isodate. Do you have your isodate card with you? You do?
No.
Well, quickly prepare something.
Okay.
They'll have something in there. What you would get a hairbrush and. Okay, all right. I'm going to go to the ad break and then we'll come back and then we'll say who's going through till tomorrow night. All righty.
Across Australia, restaurant doors may be shut, but their kitchens are still open, keeping people in work. And they're here to deliver. Support your local restaurants with takeaways by ordering today. The Australian restaurant industry is here to deliver. Download the app and order today.
Stop! Don't scroll! Hi! Thank you for clicking on my ad. Now, I joke, but this is serious. If you are ready to find the love of your life, you've come across the right place. If you are sick of swiping right, swiping left, attracting all of the men that are not ready for a commitment, are emotionally unavailable, wanting just, Netflix and chill, and are intimidated by your success, then you've come to the right place, because this video I'm going to reveal to you the 3 steps to find him, how to manifest your king, the man that's going to treat you like the queen you are. How do I know this? Well, I lived my whole life experiencing toxic relationships, and that thunder represents how toxic they were. My first boyfriend abandoned me after 2 years. My second boyfriend, I walked in on him cheating on me with my best friend. My third boyfriend was domestically violent. Yes, it got worse over the years. So I had to find out what was going wrong. So I studied self-development. I became an NLP practitioner, a life coach, and I implemented these methods into my life and found transformation. Then I implemented that into my client's life and got transformation for them. They were, and so was I, in a place of feeling lost, like there was no genuine good men out there anymore. Transforming them from understanding that there are good men and actually allowing them to manifest a man that treats them the way they deserve. Now, if you want to find out the 3 steps to find him, All you need to do is watch the 25-minute video. Register in the link below and it will go straight into your inbox. I can't wait to see you there. It's just you and me, Lee.
Hey, and Russell.
Come back, everybody.
We're back.
Oh, is Russell sleeping? Oh. Okay. Is there anything left? Is there any last words that you'd like to say to Nikki before we have our isolate and isolate?
Nikki, I trust that whatever decision you make, hopefully it's the best decision for yourself.
Oh.
Well said, Alan. That's really nice. I'm with that.
Plus
You
one.
know.
What Ellen said.
Yeah, I'm on that boat too.
Well, since we're on the boat, let's all go.
On the. All right. So I'm going to say their name, or do you want to call their name?
This is like a rose ceremony.
Okay. Osha. I'll be Osha. Oh, I'll call their name, okay, and then you can reveal it. Pardon?
In tonight's rose ceremony, you'll be eliminating one person.
Okay, so Lee.
ISO date.
Isolate! You're through to the next night. Look at you.
Thanks, can't wait.
Pardon?
I'm so gonna can't wait.
Are you going to wear a suit? I'm joking.
Oh, I was like, fuck, I don't have one.
Okay. Nick.
Yeah, ISO date. Sorry, I had like a aneurysm.
ISO date. Woo! Scott with a dog.
ISO date.
All right. And the bottom, not the bottom two, the last two names, I don't mean, that's terrible. The last two names are Scott without a dog and Alan. Who will you be isolating?
Cue, like, scandalous music. All right. I think that this person is a lovely person, and I think that we could be really, really good as friends. And I really, really like their energy and I like their aura. But I think that Scott, no dog, tonight you're going home.
Oh,
That's okay.
But I just think that you're a wonderful person, and I'd love to catch up for a drink if you're ever in Brisbane.
Definitely.
If I'm ever in Brisbane.
It's been a pleasure to get to know you. Yeah, it's been great.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All the best.
awesome. Thank you so much, Scott, for all of your time. We won't be seeing you tomorrow, but I do have more seasons coming up, and I do have a lot of single women looking for amazing men like you. So I will keep
I have a lot of single friends too. Scott, no dog.
You just got to get a dog. No, I'm joking.
That's where he's lost out.
All right. So these will be our final thoughts. Mark, did you want to say anything before we close off this episode, tonight's show?
Only that I just want to honor the guys. I thought they were so lovely and just shared in a really, really powerful way. It was amazing seeing them. And I think for you as well to get your clarity, Nikki, and go, okay, where do I want to be? Because the more you know that, the more the right guy will really stand out for you.
Yeah, definitely.
All
Awesome.
right.
Thanks so much for your help tonight, Mark.
My pleasure. Thanks for hanging out and thanks for having me on.
You're awesome.
Pardon?
I said, thank you, Mark.
Oh.
Yeah. Appreciate your time, big fella. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me,
Thanks,
guys. Thanks
Mark.
for sharing so vulnerably. It was really awesome.
Yeah, it's not an easy job being here and to be selected. So I really do appreciate all of your time and efforts and being here. So tomorrow we will have Nikki's best friend Lily coming on, and she will be asking you questions. Pardon?
She's in the background begrudgingly. Making faces. Yeah.
She'll be asking some questions of you to get to know you from a friend's perspective, and there'll be some other fun little bits and pieces that we'll be doing. But thank you, Scott, so much for being here. You're an amazing guy.
And I know you may be just words on a page at this point, but if you were words on a page, you'd be the fine print, Scott. So.
Wow.
Alan's reaction was even better than that joke.
Yeah, I think Alan's reaction was the best. We're still in the game, Alan. You're my hype girl.
All right.
Houston, we've got a problem.
He's in a satellite now.
It's space.
No, it's just a light.
I'm just waiting for Nick to break out in a dance.
Guys, I'm flying over the Caribbean.
No, the shirt's staying on tonight.
You take it, boss.
Yeah.
Set off again.
And Scott's dog. Where's Troy? Bring Troy out. Anyway.
He's not here, but he's listening online, so he's there.
Is Troy the pug?
No,
Sorry?
Troy's.
Is Troy the pug? He's listening online.
You met Troy.
Personality traits, I guess, but they're both kind of fuzzy, kind of hairy, friendly. It's good. Where's my housemate, by the way?
Oh.
The one who went on a date with Belinda.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
I love that guy. Is he single? No.
Hey, you can't steal all the men.
Yeah.
All of them.
A double date. How much fun that would be.
Double date. Yes, it would be awesome. Oh, he just messaged me. All right. I'm gonna sign off. If you guys can. Oh, Nikki, you and I will just hang 10 for a minute, and if the guys can sign off. Mark, thank you so much. Let's give you a little plug. Where do we go to find your stuff?
Yeah, you can just search my name on YouTube, Mark Rosenfeld, or you can check out makehimyours.com.
Yep, and go follow him on Instagram as well.
Check out the Insta at makehimyours.
Perfect. And it's in the credits. I've put you in our credits. So.
Oh, excellent. In the credits.
Awesome. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much. I'll see you all tomorrow. Scott, without a dog, I'm going to reach out to you after tonight and just check in and say thank you. Awesome. And I'll see you, all of you, tomorrow.
Yeah.
See you, Belle. See you, guys.
Yeah.
See you, Nikki.
See you guys.
You too.
Deep breath. How you going? Pardon?
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, did your earplugs?
Yeah.
No, that's okay. I can hear you. How are you feeling, honey?
Oh, I'm good. Wild night. Yeah. Obviously, it was a really tough choice. All of them have attributes that I'm looking for in a guy. And it's really hard sending someone home. So
it is really hard.
Like Scott without a dog. But yeah, I think that I'm developing a connection with some of the other guys that are still left, and we have a deeper connection. So,
Yeah. Well, you did really well. The Liam thing threw a spanner in the works. I just want to check in with you around that.
Yeah, that was wild. I didn't anticipate that, especially after last night when he was all like, oh, like I'd like a second chance, and then to just go off the rails a little bit.
Yeah, I wonder what was really happening there. So I might check in. Yeah. And just to clarify, I muted him just for a bit of fun. I didn't really actually want to mute his voice. Like, his opinion does matter, but.
And like I said, I respect his opinion, but I just don't think that it's really fair because I'm a busy person, it doesn't mean that I deserve to find someone.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You can be a busy person and make it work. Like,
absolutely.
So.
And there are some people in there that hide their vulnerability in being busy. And that's one thing that I've done for years. So there's the people that do that, and there are people who are ready and are open and are busy and can make it all work. And you're in that space.
And I've dated someone for 7 years, and I've also dated, this year and also the year before. So I have rave reviews from my ex-boyfriends. If you want to suss them out.
Oh, maybe I should get them on tomorrow night.
I'm still friends with a few of them, actually.
Okay. Good little thing that maybe we could do.
But yeah, I think at the end of the day, whilst I respect his opinion, I don't necessarily agree with it, and that's okay.
And I don't want to talk about him without him being here, but sometimes we can reject ourselves before we get rejected, and it can be a fear response or coping mechanism response. So maybe he felt like he wasn't going through, so he decided to pull the plug before that, and that's a normal thing.
Anyway. All right. Well, thank you so much, Belinda, and I'll see you tomorrow night.
All right, honey. You've done amazing. Love you lots. I'll see you tomorrow. See ya. Bye. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in to Going Live for Love. This was episode 5. Nikki had our first elimination this evening. Sorry to see Scott without a dog go. But tomorrow night's going to be even more wild. We're going to get even deeper and uncover who's really, truly compatible with Nikki. I'm Belinda Love. You can find me on Instagram, BelindaLove_coach, BelindaLove.com.au, or Facebook, Belinda Love. You can message me if you have any questions about tonight, or because it's live, you can comment and I'll reply to the comments. Or make sure to subscribe so you get notified when we go live. Only 2 more episodes left. Friday is the night where Nikki will be dating the one she feels is most compatible with her and her life and future goals. I'm going to show the credits now. Come back and I'll see you soon. Belinda Love signing out, sending you love through the interwebs.